It's on.
All right.
No, well, go ahead, you're right, just go ahead. Get rid of all the resolution and the money. Put in Berger and Birchwell.
Okay.
We'll do the resolution.
Good evening, Bruce Patterson. We're in the Potpourri section of the YouTube. Smells so nice. Now, just to cover miscellaneous items. In the beginning was a presentation. This was a double meeting. The agenda setting meeting was the first one, and then the regular meeting was the second one. But in the very beginning of the agenda setting meeting, they had 4 presentations. The interesting part was freeholder B.J. Kowalski was the one that actually introduced each one and got down from the dais and did presentations. The most out of 4 presentations, I have to talk about one of them. It was the very first one. And it turns out it was a presentation commemorating the 90th anniversary of the Union County Park System. Now, the question is why 90? Why don't they do 89 last year? But they didn't do 89, so they did 90. But it was a nice video. George and I were in attendance. We were the only ones from the public. And what it was a lot of old photographs from, I guess, the past 90 years, right up into the present day, where they had different photographs. And in fact, actually, I've
seen this presentation.
Oh, did you? By the way, I was in one of them. I went to something over at the park.
As a little boy?
When the music. No. But a present day picture.
He was never a little boy.
90 years ago.
With a lollipop in his hand.
And knickers on.
I would have paid attention if I were there.
Are you done? No, the highlight of it was each freeholder had a speaking portion of it, and they all started at. I guess it was a proclamation. Yeah, all 9 of them. So it was a proclamation, and each one started with a whereas. And I'll tell you, after a while, it started grating on me because it was like 9 and whereas a proclamation of the Homestead, and it was really. I mean, the pictures were neat to watch, but it was just each freeholder had a section talking about how great it was. It was about them. It was about them.
It's always about them.
And they picked 90 to celebrate. I don't know. I have no idea why 90. So that was the interesting of that.
Well, actually, I'd like to add something. That I saw this presentation made by V.J. Kowalski to a Cranford senior citizens meeting or something, or town meeting or whatever. And she was extolling the fact that they were going to try to resurrect the Olmsted Plan in Union County while they're destroying Oak Ridge Golf Course, which was part of it. So the inconsistency was very clear.
Yeah,
I don't know what could make me sit through that.
By the way, one of the freeholders, I forgot who it was. It might have been Freeholder Sullivan. I'm not sure, but they said it'll be in their power to protect our parklands, and this is while they were destroying Oak Ridge. Yeah, they will
with bulldozers
in their power. So but I was in one pick, so I'm excited about it. Just to move into, we're doing topics, of course, but in the potpourri section, just to move in, there was a couple of construction resolutions. One of them was to Louis Berger Group, and this is the group they're in bed with. Berger Group is one of the top 10 political donors. So right away, I don't like them because where do you think they're getting all the political money to donate is from over-bloated contracts. Again, just to go off on a tangent a little bit, but Berger was also fined like millions of dollars from the federal government because they were overbilling for portions of the Iraq War, whatever they did over there. So right away it's questionable. And of course, if it's questionable, then the freeholders embrace the company no problem. So, but tonight, Louis Berger again had more money flowing to him. To the tune of $245,000 for a total contract of $770,000. I got up there and I actually questioned why that was. It turns out number 1073, Louis Berger Group, professional engineering services, providing construction inspection services. This is just inspection services. Somebody goes out and makes it look okay. Wrap it up on this one. Okay, thank you very much. But this is a good one to end on a high note here. Inspection services, where the guy drives over and looks at it, maybe taps something with a hammer or something to see if it's solid. And Louis Berger, they're like maybe the #1 top political donor, and they're getting another $245,000 for inspection services. This is a wow number for a total of $770,000. I mean, it's like, I don't know what it is. I know Berger, might as well keep going, right, since it's wrapping up. Berger obviously was fined like millions of dollars by the federal government. I mean, this I'd say vote no on Berger. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Graciana. 63, 71, 72, and 73.
I'll try and answer, I can answer the question for Birdsall. I have a couple other consultants here that I'd like to, if it's okay through you, to bring up to the microphone. Birdsall, Mr. Patterson, is not a Christmas present. This actually was this came about because the DOT also changed their guidelines once the federal government changed their guidelines on the ARA projects. So this one actually ties into my number 10, which is number 1072, which is a change order for Shafano for the $575,000. This is their inspection on that. Their actual inspection, it was actually $60,000 for that, but we had a credit of $34,000 for testing on that project. There was an additional 279 ramps that were added to the 2011 paving project. As I explained earlier, a lot more ramps were added. This is just the difference between the credit that we got of about $35,000 for testing and the $60,000 that we were charged for the additional inspection gives us a difference of $25,500. So that's what that $25,500 is. That's for 2011 ones. For the Shafano 1071, I'd like to bring up Todd Hay from Pannoni, and he can give a little explanation on that. And then on the last one, 2011-1073, from Louis Berger, I'd like to bring up John Kovar to explain that to you, through you, Madam Chairman.
Good evening, Madam Chairman. Good evening. The explanation for, I was the construction manager as well as the engineer of record for the 2009 ARA project. I think it was kind of a new experience for the engineering department as well as DPW. Certainly was a learning experience for us. It was actually our second project with Pannoni in the state, with a county, where we had a situation where ramps had been done in compliance. The DOT had accepted it on the design plans, and we went to construction, and then we got back letters from the DOT manager, the local manager in Newark, and told us that, well, these ramps have to be placed into compliance. Now, why that wasn't done in the design, and I'm not exactly sure, but obviously it was to my surprise, and of course that's when we went to the state and asked for the money, that money being upwards of almost $600,000 to $700,000, and made that request, and the DOT did accept. So we are in the process of working with Shafano to go ahead and identify which ramps need to be assessed, and then we hope that next year, early next spring, we'll complete the ramps and then wrap up the project.
And through you, Madam Chair, they bring up John Kovar from Louis Berger Group to give you an explanation on 1073.
Good evening. On 1073, as part of the ARA contract, Louis Berger is providing construction inspection services, and one of the requirements for that service is that inspectors be on site all the time. If they're not on site, they're in jeopardy of losing funding for all the ARA projects that are under the contract. As part of this project, there were some delays in materials in the order of about 6 to 8 months, which extended the length of the contract, which required our inspectors to be on site longer than expected.
Okay. Thank you.
I think those are the ones you asked for. Thank you.
Actually, a guy from Louis Berger was there. I didn't get his name, Mr. Tweed or something, you know. But he got up and he explained that Louis Berger, because it's federal money, Louis Berger has to do the inspection services of the paving and the intersection work that the county is doing. And this extra $245,000 was based on the Verizon had problems with telephone poles. I think Verizon was on strike. So somehow the project got extended 6 to 8 months. So that's what this $245,000 is for. It's for this extension of 6 to 8 months. And then later on in public speaking, I said, well, what the heck did they do if it was extended and they were doing nothing, but they get paid $250,000? Graziano, after the meeting, Director Graziano, Director of Engineering, actually mentioned that, the federal money comes with a covenant that there has to be a full-time worker on site. I said, doing what? I mean, was he sitting in the trailer? But did he go home? And he goes, oh, no, he was doing things. You know, they had other projects. But something just didn't sound right. I told the freeholders to vote no whenever Burger comes up. It's like a bad drug. I don't mind. I'm quoted. I don't care, Mr. Burger, if you're watching. But they ripped off the taxpayers.
Mr. Berger is watching.
Yeah, much like they did in the Iraqi war arena, overbilling or something, and they got caught on that one.
What country was that? What war was that? Iraqi? What war was that?
Never mind. What else we got in the potpourri section? Does anybody else want to talk about potpourri section?
I have the ordinance that's going to be final reading next meeting.
Oh,
It was interesting. They're amending an ordinance. They're going to take someone from an IT person. Oh, what are they doing? They're taking a employee from IT and they're going to put them in the Parks Department.
No, they're taking the employee from the Parks and Renewal Department that belongs to the GIS, I guess, which is a division of IT and also a subdivision of the Parks and Renewal, and they're going to move it over to the Engineering Department.
Okay. And also it came up, there might be they're discussing whether they're going to have a deputy director position created. Because it's the end of the year, and they always do this stuff at the last meeting of the year.
Yeah.
So we don't know who that deputy director just might be, but they made it sound like they're still deciding. I forget what they went into executive session.
Yeah, who is it? Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask next time. Oh, by the way, I talked to one of the county employees, and they said in a couple of days, this ordinance should be on their website. So you can read
full
it.
ordinance?
Yeah, the full ordinance. Not the name, but the full ordinance.
I can request it. I mean, it's got to be whatever. I don't know if it's available or not. Anyway, it's there.